Ask Tom on Home Show.
Kurt from Sugarland, Texas has a question about a walkway makeover.
Yeah, his is in need of some love. This one right here, Tom, because he says that it's a pea gravel walkway to his front door, and he says it has some cutouts in places. There are places on his concrete floor, maybe on the patio or something, where they had to punch through. A foundation company did to do some work. He wants to make it look prettier. What's your advice to make that happen?
Okay, my first advice is, and I mean this, really look into it. Some of the neighborhoods, and if you're in one of those neighborhoods, and my neighborhood used to be like this, all the sidewalks to the street had to be pea gravel. You didn't have a choice. HOA writes it in there. It has to be pea gravel. So I want you to research that before you do anything, okay? Because it might just be what you have to have. Now, that means jackhammering it out and replacing it with new pea gravel if you want, or just giving it a good pressure wash and maybe putting a little sealer on there if you think that's going to make it better for you, and leaving it at that. But those sidewalks did get old after a while. A lot of those neighborhoods had tree roots and stuff that came up and broke them up, and people replaced them. But check with your HOA first in Texas, in Sugarland for sure. Secondly, you can, if it's not cracked and moving, if it was just cracked because they did some busting of it, but it's all nice and solid, you can have a new coating put on there. There's a lot of people out there that offer all kinds of different coatings that go on concrete to make it look very nice. But again, the other thing look at that you can do it past that sidewalk, because you want to make sure you don't make your HOA mad that it's touching the street and it's a different a finish than the other neighbors, because consistency is real important in the neighborhoods. But just a coating on top. If it's cracked and moving and you had tree roots and stuff making it do all that, then jackhammer it out and get rid of it and just pour it. And if you need pea gravel, if you want a coating, if you want colored concrete, whatever, then you can choose that. But that's because it's moving so much. No matter what coating you put on there, if it moves a little bit, it'll crack right through it.
Is there an advantage to pea gravel, Tom? I mean, there has to be a reason it was created. Was it just a cosmetic thing, or does it perform some benefit?
Well, it's not slippery, that's for sure. People put it around swimming pools, but at the end of the day, their kids had bloody feet because it's so hard on the feet. And being in a swimming pool all day, a little kid running around, the skin gets real soft. But as far as it was the only alternative to concrete, and people wanted to upgrade with the look. It's kind of like going from an plain old shingle to a wood shingle way back in the 60s and early 70s, and that's where it came from. And it hit the country like crazy because they would advertise Pea Gravel Sidewalks. You know, the neighborhood had all these amenities that people were so impressed with, but it was purely something different than plain old concrete.
All right. You want something other than a plain old answer? Go click on the blue Ask Tom button at HomeShowRadio.com. Tom will give you a custom answer. You can write it or send a video in, but please send pictures, because like with Kurt, it helped us understand what he was what he was up against, and it helps you see it as well. And if we can do a better answer for you, then we're doing a better answer for everyone, and that's why we do these every day. We put a new one of these up every day. Every day. Anyway, on our Facebook,
we got that.
Our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, of course, at HomeShowRadio.com.